Hey, Magic fans, welcome back. This is your captain speaking here on Capnclydes MTG. Today we have Enduring Enchantments Commander deck leaks of all the new cards. Stay tuned later as we actually review every deck along with new cards and reprints along with deck values and see if it's really worth it. But for right now, let's check out what's new in Commander Masters Enduring Enchantments. Don't forget, comment, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Keeps us sponsor free. One little subscription goes a long way, and I appreciate it for those who've already done it. So, first card we have is this rare Undo Spirit Dancer. 1 white and 4 for a 3/3. Rare, whenever enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, you may create a token that's a copy of it. Do this only once each turn. So, this is a really good card, even though it only triggers once each turn. Um, I mean, there are some probably enchantment creatures that have flash. You could probably upgrade your deck too, so you could flash something in on your opponent's turns. So you get a copy of the creature with flash, and it's just kind of 2 for 1, kind of cool. Um, 5 mana is high, and it is at a level where anything will kill it, but still seems to be a good card. I like it. It will definitely be firing off some shenanigans in the Commander realms, so I approve, and I would take her to Taco Bell. Next, we have Battle of the Hell Vault. That's been a while since we've heard that name. 2 white and 4 for a Saga enchantment. Uh, this one does not have Reader Head or anything, so it's a basic Saga. And it comes in on 1 for each player. Exile up to 1 target non-Saga, non-land permanent that player controls until Battle at the Hell Vault leaves the battlefield. That's 1 and 2. Now for 3, create Absinthe, a legendary 8/8 white angel creature token with flying, vigilance, and indestructible. Wow. I mean, they get their stuff back after you make Avacyn, but I mean, a 6 mana Avacyn is really cool. And I do want to say, this stained glass picture, this is cool. I like this. I would like to actually have a little more background on this. I mean, we have the background from the Hell Vault and how the Avacyn was stuck and yada yada yada. But this is kind of cool to see this. Like, where is this in a church somewhere in Innistrad? Like, that's really cool. I like it. Anyway, moving on. Next, we have Boone of the Spirit Realm. 2 white and 3 for this enchantment, which has Constellation. Whenever Boone of the Spirit Realm or another enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, put a blessing counter on Boone of the Spirit Realm. If you guys don't remember, that's what Constellation means. Constellation is when an enchantment enters the battlefield, it triggers an ability. Creatures get +1/+1 for each blessing counter on Boone of the Spirit Realm. This seems pretty good. I mean, the big thing holding it back, it's 5 mana. But, yes, a Crusade, with don't say those words, people get offended, is only 2 white for a 1/1. It can't get any bigger. And in Commander, you can only play one thing. And you have things that will trigger off enchantments. This is probably going to get you money back on your value of 5 mana over the course of time. So I'm okay with this. I think it's probably better. But to be honest with you, if I'm running this, hell, run Crusade too. They have the both enchantments. Hell, why not? So, moving on. Next we have Cacophony Unleashed. So 2 black and 5 enchantment. When Cacophony Unleashed enters the battlefield, if you cast it, destroy all non-enchantment creatures. So we had a Wrath like this in Theros that did the same thing, but this also says whenever Cacophony Unleashed or another enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, until the end of turn, Cacophony Unleashed becomes a legendary 6/6 Nightmare God creature with menace and death touch. It's still an enchantment. Wow. Yeah, so this is a Wrath that will become a creature to punch your opponent in the face. I like it. I like it a lot. Um, and the cool thing about it is when he comes into play, it becomes a 6/6, so it can trigger a creature ability. But here's the downside to it. Notice on here it doesn't say it's a 6/6. It's a legendary 6/6 Nightmare creature god with menace and death touch. Still an enchantment, but not indestructible. So you can pop it off and kill it with a a random removal spell once it does become a creature. Luckily, it doesn't have haste, so you got to worry about it slapping you in the face on the first turn, I guess, unless you got some boots on the table. Slap some Swiftfoot boots on your cacophony anyway. So yeah, still a cool card, good wrath, and a really good wrath for enchantment decks. I think this will see a little bit of play. Next we have Composer of Spring. Green and 1 for a 1/3 with Constellation. Whenever an enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, you may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield tapped. If you control 6 or more enchantments, instead you may put a creature or land on the battlefield tapped. This is insane. You're going to have 6 enchantments at some point playing a deck like this. And the ability to just cheat a creature onto the battlefield is huge. Also, if you guys don't remember, there's Constellation cards that let you search for land, and they're enchantment creatures. It's a satyr. I forget what his name is off the top of my head. He's also very cheap. You literally could put that in play first, then put this in play an enchantment, trigger it so that the Composer goes on top, and then the other satyr goes on top of that. So you look at the top 4, grab a land. Now you have a land in your deck to put on the battlefield. This is, it's not the best combo in the world, but, it's a pretty sweet ramp combo, I ain't gonna lie. And it's in green, for God's sakes. Like, what more do you want in life? And when you start slapping creatures on the battlefield with it, it's just gonna get out of hand fast. So, I think this is a very powerful rare, and may be overlooked by some people, in my opinion. Alright, moving on. Next we have Demon of Fate's Design. 2 black and 4 for this 6/6 flying trample. I love flample creatures. Once during each of your turns, you may cast an enchantment spell by paying life equal to its mana cost rather than paying its mana cost. For a black and 2, sacrifice another enchantment. Demon of Fate's Design gets +X/+0 till end of turn, where X is sacrifice enchantment's mana value. Very interesting. A 6/6 flying trample for 6 is fine. And plus, this is an enchantment to trigger your other stuff. Plus, it does things, and you can sacrifice things to make it do big things. Yeah, I like it. I think it's a pretty good haymaker. It's probably going to see popped up in some decks. It's okay. I like it. Next, we have Ghoulish Impetus. Impetus? Did I say that right? Anyway. Black and 2 for this aura enchantment. You enchant a creature. The creature gets +1/+1, has death touch, and is goaded. When an enchanted creature dies, return Ghoulish Impetus to the battlefield at the beginning of the next end step. This is insane. This is something you can always put on your opponent's creatures. It never goes away unless someone gets rid of the actual enchantment itself. This is all kinds of shenanigans, plus great removal for the opponents. And when I say that, I mean goad the biggest thing. Because once it's goaded, it can't attack you, but it's going to attack somebody. And you just move this thing around to other creatures and make people just slap each other silly. Pretty cool. I like it. Plus, if you can't be attacked by a goaded creature, it's technically removal. If you put it on a creature, they can't swing at you with it. So, pretty neat if I got the goaded rules right. It's been a while since I've used a goaded card. I'm just not really... it's cool. Goaded, it's cool. I'm just not really into it. So, tell me in the comments if I got that wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's how it goes. Alright, moving on. Next card we have Nyxborn Behemoth. Look at the size of that bad boy. Some trees down here. 2 green and 10. Just 12 mana for a 10/10. Nothing to see here. This spell does cost X less to cast, where X is the total mana value of non-creature enchantments you control. And it has trample. Whoo boy. For a green and 1, you can sacrifice another enchantment. Nyxborn Behemoth gains indestructible at the end of the turn. Oh, and now you can't kill it either. This is a powerhouse in any enchantment deck. This almost probably should be a mythic. This is like Ghalta on crack. Because Ghalta is huge and all, but Ghalta dies rather quickly. This has built-in indestructibility. It's pretty sweet. Because if you get him on the battlefield for 2 or 3 mana, and you have a bunch of enchantments, he's not coming off the battlefield because he's going to be indestructible the rest of the game as you start sacrificing enchantments left and right. So this is a pretty good powerhouse. It'll be interesting to see if it picks up a lot of play. I would think it would. It will in the beginning, but to see if it actually becomes a Ghalta theme, because this could be the next Ghalta, kind of, sort of. Like, It's crazy. It's not legendary, so luckily it can't be a commander, thank God. But I mean, it's still great in the 99. I'm just saying. All right, moving on. Next we have Narcy, the Fabled Singer. Green, black, white, and a colorless. Haven't seen those colors in a while. 3/3 lifelink. Whenever you sacrifice an enchantment, draw a card. That works in with this whole theme. Whenever the final chapter ability of a saga you control resolves, each opponent loses X life, you gain X life, where X is that saga's mana value. This may just go straight into Tom Bombadil deck. I mean, this deck does a lot of stuff that Tom Bombadil wants to do with sagas because they're all enchantments. So yeah, this is gonna be fighting for whether it's a Tom Bombadil deck, whether it's gonna be a Narcy deck, or whatever it may be. But this is going to be in every deck that has enchantments. I don't see why not. Plus, she's pretty hot. I ain't gonna lie, she's hot. I'd do her. I think I got pretty low standards. Anyway, so without further ado, don't forget. Until next time, be kind, subscribe, and I hope to see you across from the game table.